I'm Phil Svitek, 360 Creative Coach. And in this episode, I want to give you some perspective about how to turn the mundane into more exciting. But before I fully dive into it, I would like to take the opportunity to invite you to subscribe if you haven't already, that we get all the various lessons and episodes that I put out right when I put them out. Thank you if you just did, and thank you if you already were. It truly does mean a lot to me, and I hope it does to you. So, the thing of it is, all of us, as I've talked about in an earlier episode, have to do some sort of maintenance tasks, right? There's maintenance tasks in life, and then there's growth tasks. Growth tasks are you working on your next film, you're writing your next song, anything that will grow your, creative pursuits, you as a person, all that stuff, right? Like, one can consider you listening to this right here, right now, is part of a growth task because you want to get better at something, right? Maintenance tasks, on the other hand, are things like grocery shopping, laundry, vacuuming, paying your bills, all this stuff, right? It's stuff that you have to do, eating, brushing your teeth, in order to, it's just they're facts of life in some sense. Now, of course, in the episode when I really talk about it, you can offload some of those maintenance tasks, right? And certainly, if you have the wealth, you can hire a cleaning person, and so on and so forth, right? But we all, in essence, still deal with maintenance tasks, and the goal is to try to, minimize those as much as possible to be able to work on growth tasks. Well, in this episode, I want to shift a little bit of the perspective, and rather than just look at maintenance tasks as quite literally chores, as something negative to do, turn routine into ritual. Make it something a little bit more special, right? And there's many ways to do this. I mean, one often looks at people during the holidays who cook, and it's like, wow, they're putting in so much work and effort into this. And yeah, a lot of times the ones who do this, they enjoy it. Why? Well, in many ways, cooking can be a form of a meditative state, right? It could be, you're also putting in love into the food, and therefore then, sharing it with somebody else. That's just like kind of one example. For me, it's like just cleaning my apartment. Let's say the floors, right? I'll sweep everything to get the dust off, and then I'll kind of really scrub the floors, with like hot water and cleaning supply, and then blah blah blah, right? And yeah, it could be looked down as boring. I don't want to do this or whatever, or it's just perspective shift, and it becomes a ritual of sorts of like, oh, cool, I get to do this, and there is something great and mindless about doing these menial tasks where I can allow my brain to shut off, and meaning my conscious brain, but a lot of times when I'm doing these things, my unconscious brain, this is when it's firing at its peak of like, oh wow, that problem that you were trying to solve for whatever, now here's the solution to that. And and not that like all this mysticism, if you will, is like the capital T truth of all of it. No, it's the beauty is the capital T truth is you get to decide. Is this going to be a boring thing that I'm going to dread, or is this going to be something that can be enjoyable? So what are the ways that you can turn it more into a ritual? Can you put on music as you do something? Can you light some candles? I don't know, just like whatever it is, try to think of all the aspects that make it a little bit more significant, rather than just like another thing to do, but something that can be a little bit more fun, right? Me going grocery shopping, it's a chance to go bike riding, it's a chance to listen to podcasts as I do so, and so it becomes a lot more pleasant in that way. rather than just like this thing that I have to do. It's more fun, right? And so when I say the word ritual, it doesn't have to be like this, monk-like form of meditation. Just find ways to essentially make it more joyful. That's really what the crux of this is. And when you can do that, the mundane seems a lot more enjoyable. So that's my message to you. But I'm curious, let's do a little bit of a challenge for ourselves collectively. I gave you some examples. What are other ways that you can elevate, let's say, your mundane tasks to make them more fun? So comment down below or hit me up on social media at Phil Svitek, and it'll be great because you'll put yours and other people will put theirs, and it'll spark this whole slew of ideas for all of us, right? And then we'll be able to take the ones that we like for ourselves, and others can take ours, and then likewise, it might spark something completely not recognized by any of us, right? To create a new solution, right? That's the beauty of all of this. So please comment down below or hit me up on social media. I would love to have that. I think it would be amazing for all of us. Anyway, thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. I hope to see you next time.